Grant, and I'm here with Glen Gowers. He is the co-founder and CEO of Basecamp Research. We're just going to talk through who these guys are and why you guys are different. So I'll just give you a little bit of background about that.
Sure, yeah, thanks so much for having us on, and yeah, great to be here at JP Morgan in what is now really sunny San Francisco. Didn't used to be the case. Last year was pouring with rain, so yeah, we've had a great time. I'm Glenn, founder of Basecamp Research, and what we're doing is we're changing the way that the biotech world thinks about AI, and we start with the data. So all AI needs better data to be able to get really good outcomes from it, and the data that exists in biotech is very sparse and very limited. And for us, what we focus on is really foundational data at the DNA level. Like, can we teach models how the language of DNA has evolved and how evolution itself works? And then we can use that to design and solve really complex biological challenges. So we're a little different. We don't look like a normal biotech company. We have everything from field scientists who are out there in the world in 25 countries collecting biodiversity data. We have bioinformaticians, deep learning scientists, and of course, this year we've just opened a wet lab in Boston to be able to validate lots of outputs from these models. So yeah, we look very different to a usual company in this space.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just talk through last year and why it was a big year for you guys. And
yeah, 2024 is a great year for us. Headline there being we closed our Series B financing, so we raised $65 million over the
amazing.
summer. Yeah, which was fantastic, and that's really allowed us to take all of the learnings we had for the previous few years about the company and really invest heavily and quickly into scaling those parts of it. So what that meant for us was scaling the data we have access to. So we lent on our partners around the world, like I said, in 25 countries now. So we just collected 10 times more data in the last 3 months than we've ever collected as a company.
Wow.
So we can really scale that. We've just built a new computer in Norway with a lot of GPUs that's going to enable us to train a new family of foundation models. And these were all things that we were experimenting with before, and we were building at smaller scales, mostly around protein design. But now with this new funding, we can build a new type of model around genome design. And that takes it to a sort of whole new level in terms of the types of questions you can answer. And then the final piece of the puzzle for last year was really getting ready for answering a new type of question around gene therapies. Mm-hmm. And how do we make really large gene insertions something that's very programmable? And that's an unanswered question. We think with the data and models that we're building as part of this financing round, we can solve that. So like I say, we've just opened a wet lab in Boston and hired some amazing people to go into that lab. Including a CSO who's just come and joined us, John Finn. I'm very, very excited to now prove to the world that we can solve this problem. So it's an exciting year ahead that we've got for us.
Yeah, just talk us through what's to come in 2025 then.
Yeah, lots happening in 2025. So yeah, like I say, new family of foundation models and getting that research out there in terms of showing what these models can now start achieving. So like I say, solving this programmability question for large gene insertion, that's our headline goal to go for. But we actually also have a very long list of other partnerships that we're working on to solve other people's problems that we're not working on internally. But with these models, we can solve it for other people. And so we're actively building a lot of partnerships through 2025 as well. So that's a big focus for us.
Yeah. And then we were just talking about this beforehand. I'm obviously a massive advocate for UK biotech, and we're really starting to see a steady stream of them coming through.
Yeah.
You guys included.
Yeah, we're very bullish on the UK. In fact, even just this week while we're at JP Morgan, they released the big AI plan from the UK government, and there's a lot in there to get excited about, particularly government level investments into the infrastructure behind AI, which is very much needed. So no, we're very, very excited. For us, we're really investing in the UK from a data and AI perspective. We think the talent there is incredible. There are companies there like DeepMind and now with Recursion and Exscientia there. Mm-hmm. A lot of big pharma companies moving into London, particularly with their AI and data teams. So that's really building this very impressive ecosystem, and we're really investing there. And then we've got the Boston subsidiary that we've set up here, which is really to capture the wet lab and biological talent that exists there. So ideally, really between the two things there, we have the best of both worlds, but we are retaining the headquarters in London. We're very, very bullish on that as a geography to invest in.
Yeah, and you think US investors are getting more receptive to, I suppose, UK and Europe beyond?
Yeah, one observation we've got a lot of US investors. The best companies are attractive to investors wherever they are. Now there's of course perhaps a lower density, you could say, of really great companies in Europe and the UK, but the best investors from the US of course will find them out. And so no, we found it to be a real strength to get US investors on board. In fact, we're actually sat in the office of one of them. So no, we've got some great partners from both sides of the pond actually.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, Glenn.
No, thank you. Yeah, and looking forward to a rest after this week.
Yeah, I hope it was productive.
It was a very productive week. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Glenn.